Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Great English Podcast, where we help you improve your English with real conversations and real teachers. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Mark. Today, we're going to talk about 10 useful vocabulary phrases you can use to talk about your friends. Whether they are close friends, best friends, or just acquaintances, we've got you covered.
That's right, Mark. Today's episode will be a relaxed chat about friendship. You'll learn new phrases and hear how they are used in everyday English. This will help you with your vocabulary and listening skills and make you feel more comfortable with natural English conversations.
Plus, you'll get to hear both American and British English in one conversation, which is great practice for your listening skills. So, let's get started.
Our first phrase is longtime friend. Mark, what does it mean when we say someone is a longtime friend?
A longtime friend is someone you've been friends with for many years. It's not about their age, but how long you've known each other. For example, I have a longtime friend named Ben. We met in primary school, and even though we live in different cities now, we still keep in touch. We grew up together, went to the same school, played sports together, and shared many childhood memories. It's the kind of friendship where, even if you haven't talked in a while, you can pick up right where you left off.
That's a great example, Mark. I also have a longtime friend from my school days. Her name is Emily, and we've been friends since we were kids. We don't see each other often, because we live in different states, but when we do, it feels like no time has passed. We reminisce about the old times and laugh about our shared experiences, and it's always so comforting to know that no matter where life takes us, we have this strong bond.
Our next phrase is school friend. This is pretty straightforward. A school friend is someone you meet at school. Catherine, do you still keep in touch with any of your school friends?
Yes, I do. I have a few school friends that I still talk to. We went through so much together, and those shared experiences keep us connected, even after all these years. School friends are often people you share your teenage years with, navigating the ups and downs of adolescence together. We had sleepovers, studied for exams together, and supported each other through difficult times.
That's wonderful. In the UK, we might also say mate when talking about friends, but that's more informal. For example, he's a schoolmate. It's quite a common term, especially among men. It implies a certain camaraderie and shared experience, which is often what school friendships are all about.
Right, and in the US, we don't really use mate. Instead, we just say friend. Now, let's move on to a phrase that's very common in both American and British English: we go way back.
When you say that we go way back, it means you've known each other for a long time. It's similar to saying longtime friend. For example, my friend Ben and I go way back to our teenage years. We've shared so many life experiences together, from our awkward teenage phases to our first jobs and beyond.
Exactly. It's a nice way to show that you have a long history with someone. Another phrase we use in America is "we've been friends forever." It's an exaggeration, but it means you've been friends for a very long time. It gives a sense of enduring friendship, something that has stood the test of time.
In the UK, we might say, we've been friends for ages. Both phrases mean the same thing: you've been friends for many years. It's a way of highlighting the longevity and depth of your relationship.
Let's talk about best friend. This one is very common. Your best friend is the person you're closest to. They know you better than anyone else. They're the ones you call first when you have good news or need support. They're the people who have seen you at your best and your worst and still love you just the same.
Yes, in the UK, men might say best mate instead of best friend. For example, he's my best mate. But women and mixed groups usually just say best friend. It's someone who holds a special place in your heart, someone you trust completely.
In the US, we use best friend a lot. It's a way to show that someone is very special to you. Now, how about close friend?
A close friend is someone you spend a lot of time with and share personal details with, but they're not necessarily your number one friend. For example, she's a close friend from university. Close friends are the ones you can confide in, rely on, and who are there for you when you need them.
That's right. You can have many close friends, and it's a good way to describe people who are important in your life. They're the ones who know your secrets, understand your quirks, and support you through thick and thin.
Moving on, an acquaintance is someone you know, but aren't very close to. You might see them at work or at social events, but you don't spend a lot of time together. It's a more formal relationship, and you usually don't share personal details with them.
Yes, for example, he's not a close friend, just an acquaintance from work. It's a polite way to describe someone you know casually. You might enjoy their company and have pleasant conversations, but you don't have a deep, personal connection.
Now, let's talk about mutual friends. This is a friend you share with someone else. For example, Mark is our mutual friend. We both met through him. A mutual friend can often serve as a bridge between different social circles, helping people connect and expand their network.
Exactly. It's a way to explain how you know someone. Another useful phrase is friend of a friend. This means you know someone through another person. For example, she's a friend of a friend. I met her at a party. It's a way of explaining a more distant connection.
Yes, it's common to use this when telling stories. For instance, a friend of a friend told me this amazing story. It's a way to show that you have a connection to the story, even if it's not direct.
Now, let's talk about a flaky friend. This is someone who often cancels plans, or doesn't show up. For example, we invited John, but he's a bit flaky, so who knows if he'll come. A flaky friend can be frustrating, because they are unreliable and often leave you hanging.
We all have a flaky friend, don't we? It's someone who's not very reliable. You might like them and enjoy their company when they do show up, but you know you can't count on them to always be there.
Absolutely. And speaking of friends, it's interesting to see how friendships evolve over time. Some friendships grow stronger, while others might fade away. It's all part of life's journey.
Yes, friendships can change as people move, change jobs, or go through different life stages. But the beauty of friendship is that it can adapt and survive through many challenges.
That's so true. And making new friends as an adult can be challenging, but it's also very rewarding. It's all about finding people who share your interests and values.
Definitely. And remember, it's not about the number of friends you have, but the quality of those friendships. Even having one or two close friends can make a big difference in your life.
Well, that's all for today's vocabulary. We hope you find these phrases useful.
Let us know in the comments which phrase was your favorite. Do you have a longtime friend or a flaky friend? We'd love to hear your stories.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Great English Podcast for more amazing lessons like this.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.